Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, go little 350. Yeah, no, that's oh, it's actually good, but it's real good fun. What is up YouTube? My name is Vinny and welcome to Road Blast Media. Today is a very special day because a big thank you to Royal Enfield New Zealand. They have lent me a 2022 Classic 350. Now this is going to be my first impressions review of this absolutely beautiful bike. So before we crack on, make sure to hit that like button and click the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It always helps the channel. So yeah. Basically, we'll start off with my first impressions of how this thing looks. Now, it's kept a lot from the Classic 500 and only left a few things behind and got a few new things. So obviously the 350 engine is the new staple. They're not doing the 500 anymore, and it doesn't have the kickstart, which a lot of people are sad about, but I can also understand why they dropped it. I mean, the electric start is as reliable as ever. And yeah, they've done a few more things to refine this bike. It's got a bi-bray caliper and front disc, and also on the rear is a bi-bray, and it looks to be a bigger disc than the 500. The seat has also been nicely upgraded, and the dash here is a bit more modernized, but still keeping that slightly classic look. You do have a little digital LCD display here, which shows your fuel economy and a few other things if you press this little information button on the front, so you can get your trips, time, and your kilometers and things like that. Now there's a few very welcome things that they've done to this bike which I really like over the Classic 500 and also the other Royal Enfield models. Now it's only the Royal Enfield Meteor at this moment that has actually gotten these new switches and also grips and things like that, and I actually prefer them over the Interceptor and GT ones and the old style ones that they did have. They're much nicer. They've got a little bit more design gone into them. The grips are really nice to use, and also the brake and clutch levers have been designed a little bit more nicely and ergonomic for the hands, and I found them very nice to use. Now there's a couple of other little attention to detail. You can see the Royal Enfield logo on the headlight there, which I really love. And the engine is their new 350 engine that's also found in the Meteor, and we will be jumping on the saddle soon to go into more depth on how that engine behaves and how this bike rides. Now I think it looks really cool. Over the Classic 500 as well, they have, and older model 350s, they have upgraded the rear lighting and made it look a lot more sort of with the time, but also kept that classic look. But it's not just that like black plate with the lights on it. They've actually put a little bit more thought into it there, which is really awesome. And yeah, so it's a really cool little bike. And how about we jump on the saddle and find out about how this thing rides and my first impressions of how this bike rides. Alright guys, now we're on the saddle and we're on one of my favourite back roads here. This is called the Oropi Gorge Road. And yeah, so I'm going to tell you a little about my first impressions of this motorcycle and how it rides and things like that. So straight off the bat, the clutch is just absolutely beautiful to use. The gearbox is nice and smooth, clicks into place well, and yeah, it's an absolute joy to ride. The seat here is extremely comfortable, and it doesn't have the springs like the old Classic did, but it doesn't need them. It is an exceptionally comfortable motorcycle to ride. An absolute joy. And this is by no means a motorcycle that's built for speed. It's quite the opposite really, but this, you can't let that take away from this motorcycle. This is what I would say is a motorcycle that really doesn't need to be fast, like all of the Royal Enfields really. The 650s obviously punch a lot more than their single cylinder bikes do. The 500 does have a bit more torque and a bit more power, and it can carry a higher top speed and things like that. But in the end of the day, this bike still does feel like that proper classic, you know, classic heritage motorcycle. It looks that way. The brakes are great. It accelerates nicely in the low down, you know. It's definitely a lot of fun, you know. It's a great little bike to smash through some country road twisties like the ones I'm on right now. And even on the country roads it's great, but you may be finding yourself pulling over for some faster drivers, and it doesn't really have the passing power. But this is a motorbike where it kind of encourages you to ride safely, just relax, take in the scenery. You know, you're in no rush on this thing. Now, I'm really enjoying the grips and the levers. They're extremely nice to use, really ergonomic, comfortable on the hands, like the perfect thickness that a grip is supposed to be. I really hope that in the new models of the Interceptor and GT, when they're making them, that hopefully they put these grips and switches on them and levers, because I really feel like they'll do some justice on the bigger bikes as well. Now, this is seriously a glorious ride. Over the Classic 500, vibration has been basically removed completely. Now, I have to say, I did really like the vibration of the 500, and there was a bit of a novelty to it. But in the end of the day, when you're talking about an everyday bike and one that you can casually, you know, cruise around the city and in the country lanes, the vibration would surely get old after a while, and you would kind of just want a smooth ride. I mean, the 500 got to the point where it was giving me pins and needles in my feet, you know, which was awesome. It was cool, but I understand Royal Enfield's take on this bike. The 500 definitely was an unrefined, properly classic machine, and that was really cool, and I'm sad they discontinued it, but it makes sense, you know. This 350 is a great little mill, a brilliant bike. It still holds all of the accents of the classic. It looks great. The paint job on this thing is absolutely incredible. I'm a spray painter myself. I do it for a living. I do custom kitchen paint jobs. I restore antique furniture and things like that, and this paint job is stunning, and I cannot believe that the accents in this paint job are hand painted. It's really impressive. And for a bike of this price, it is definitely punches above its weight in build quality and looks. You know, this thing is a really sexy motorcycle, and I'm loving the chrome and the little classic 350 badge there. It's a really glorious bike, like, to look at, and I guarantee that because I've got this for about 5 days, so I'm guarantee that when I take it to the gas station, or if I just take it to the shop or something, I'm gonna get swarmed by people asking about it. Hopefully I can catch some of that on camera, because it's always fun, people coming up and talking. Now, even just meandering through these twisty corners here, it really is a joy. Going through the gears and just clicking through, you know, third, fourth, second, you know, it's all a really nice experience. It's a very relaxing and easy motorcycle to ride. Perfect bike for a beginner. And yeah, so yeah, some people just chilling on the bridge there, but I'm really enjoying it. So it definitely doesn't have the power that some people want, and this isn't a bike for somebody who wants a fast bike. I mean, like, even the Classic 500 and even the 650s, I mean, they're awesome fun to ride, but they're not for somebody who's a speed demon. They're just for somebody who wants to relax and have a really nice time riding a bike without killing themselves. And also, if you're someone who is prone to getting in trouble and had a few crashes, I would honestly say go for one of these and just relax a little, you know, and just chill out, because I really do like this thing, and it's really quite a lot of fun. Like, you know, I'm really enjoying this. It's nice, relaxing little ride, and Royal Enfield have nailed it again. They've gone, we need to make something that is a bike that can, you know, for the everyday man. The price is just unbelievable on this thing. I know it's cheaper around in other countries and stuff. New Zealand has a little bit of a price hike on it and whatnot. We'll give it a little bit of an acceleration. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, go little 350. Yeah, no, that's oh, it's actually good, but it's real good fun. So, like, we're just cruising along the country road here, and see, it gets up to 100 perfectly fine. I'm in 5th gear here. It really doesn't go much further than 100. It can go further, and possibly with some modifications, you know, you get an exhaust system and air filter change, things like that, you can probably get it going a little bit harder than what it does, and actually get some decent power gains, possibly like, you know, 20%, since it is so low powered at this moment. And that is to meet emission standards, and also just to keep a little tame bike. This bike is a commuter. It's designed to be good on gas, look exceptionally well. I think out of all of the economy bikes, like, this bike is the most beautiful by far, the most beautiful. You really can't beat it. It's a gorgeous bike to look at. It has everything you need, nothing you don't. It sounds really good too. The engine has a nice little bark to it, and yeah, I really like this thing. I'm going to enjoy these 5 days on it, and I'm going to have plenty of videos to come. I'll be doing a comparison video on this with the 500 up close, have the bikes next to each other, take them both for rides and give you my opinions on them. And yeah, so this was basically just my first impressions review. I will be doing more in-depth videos and things like that. I just thought I'd bust out a first impressions, give you guys my first thoughts. And yeah, big thank you to Royal Enfield New Zealand for letting me borrow this bike and do some videos with it. I'm really stoked by that. You guys are awesome. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and also to keep up to date with all my new content, especially with this bike. There's going to be a few more videos coming. And yeah, I hope everybody is well, and you just all having a great time of getting out on your bikes, and I hope the weather's getting better for a lot of you. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is Vinny from Road Blast Media on a brand new Royal Enfield Classic 350. Cheers guys.